Congressman here in a moment, and certainly we're pleased to have Congressman John Shimkus with us today, and as he makes this very proud announcement for this dynamic institution that we are really committed to the quality and to serving our students in a learning environment. And so much so that this institution is now classified as a world-class institution of higher education because of all that's going on in serving people. And as a former Army guy, and I got to tell you, Congressman Shimkus is a graduate of West Point, and he'll be happy to learn. I don't think he probably knows this, but over the course of the recent years, Kaskaskia College has been serving our veterans and our military personnel in uniform in Afghanistan and Iraq while they serve this great nation. You see, when they're off duty, they have time in which they can continue to pursue their educational work through Kaskaskia College by the use of technology online. And so many of the students are reservists as well as National Guard members who are mobilized to serve in time of need. And so how proud we are as an institution to be able to continue to serve them. And I know that Congressman Shimkus is a proud veteran as well as a strong supporter of our men and women in uniform. And so I thought that would be very appropriate to mention because we're very proud of it. And through the Board of Trustees and Chairman Hawley, we're able to do those things with the support of our faculty. And how nice it is to have all the faculty and staff members here today to witness and to participate in this wonderful celebration as this program is being announced. So with that, and we're pleased to have Chairman Hawley with us as well as the media and our administrative staff. And let me mention Dean Nancy Kinsey, who's Dean of the Institute for Research and Grant Office, who orchestrated this process of defending and actually coordinating the effort for this Title III program, and then her assistant and colleague Mike Willis, who was the writer behind the scenes, who pulled all this together and the rationale. And it was a competitive process, and so the readers, several readers across the country, reviewed the work of Kaskaskia College to these two fine leaders that resulted in the announcement here today. And of course, it takes a great deal of support from your Congress and our representatives. And so we're real happy to have Congressman John Shimkus with us this afternoon.
It's great to be here. I represent parts of 30 counties in Illinois, believe it or not. I sometimes like to remind people because I'm from Collinsville, so people see me there, frequently, and they don't realize, the area that I end up traveling. And all the areas are important, and all the other, I appreciate them all. But there are some areas that you have a family connection to that you feel good when you can be helpful. John Shimkus is not an unfamiliar name to those of you in the area or the Centralia area, for sure, because of my grandfather running the Illinois brokerage there for many, many years. And so traveling 161 as we did, and I was telling someone who was traveling with me in the car, I'm 51 years old. I've been traveling 161 for 51 years. And I've been coming back and forth this route for many, many years. So to finally have some incredible success to help bring some dollars back. But I want to be cautious about my involvement. If you look there, it's a Strengthening Institutions Grant. Okay? It's not who apportions the money. And when we do the earmark debate, we're saying we know local interest, we're going to try to make sure we have sway versus these unnamed bureaucrats who don't know local issues. We don't want them to make decisions. Well, this time they made a good decision. So I got to be careful of how I say that. Now, Bruce is here, and heard me for many, many years. What you see is kind of what you get when I talk. But I do want to identify this difference because, as Dr. Underwood said, this was a competitive grant. This stood on its merits based upon a competitive evaluation versus what you all did, and in your writing of that, to present the case that Kaskaskia College qualified under that title and what the use of that money would be. So the credit goes to the institution and the things that you're doing here to be able to place yourself in a position, because I go around a lot to different levels, and everybody's always happy to receive some assistance. This is not chump change here. This is a real commitment. In essence, a 5-year commitment of about $400,000 a year for a total very close to $2 million to continue to address those needs that have been identified, and the federal government through the Department of Education feels, I think, that at least Kaskaskia College is in the best position to make the best use of that money to meet the needs identified. So with that, I want to congratulate you all. You're doing great things. We have an unknown jewel, although people are figuring out our community college system is a great education for a great value that